Welcome to the Halloween episode of At Odds with Nate and Brian.
Hi, Nate.
Hey, Brian. How you doing?
As you can tell, this is our Halloween show, October 31st, 2013. I love Halloween.
It's one of my favorites.
We're broadcasting from the back room of the Jack-O-Lantern Bar and Studio in what large province?
Nothing like a leading question. We are in Transylvania today.
Of course we are. Transylvania.
Oh, boy.
Well, we're going to have fun today. We're not going to be real serious unless we are. Mostly we're just going to play some songs, creepy, scary, psychobilly songs. We're going to maybe reminisce about our childhood as trick-or-treaters, maybe tell some really bad Halloween jokes, and just generally have fun tonight. Nate, I love the teddy and the pumps and the fishnet stockings, but I thought you said you were going to dress up for Halloween.
It was, yeah, well, later.
Okay,
later I will.
Because this is kind of your normal attire.
I have a twerking teddy bear costume that I'm going to wear. It was hard to find. They're selling out all over the place.
I bet they are, yeah.
I got one. I had to special order it.
I had to find a big ball and chain because I was going to go naked and swing on it from the back of my pickup truck. Police shut that down pretty fast.
Yeah. That's too bad.
Nobody wants to see a big fat guy swinging from a ball and chain.
I didn't know you had a pickup truck.
I have friends.
Okay. Really?
I know people.
Yeah. Yeah, someone let Nancy in again.
Nancy Pelosi.
Yes.
We could tell a story about when I went trick-or-treating as a little kid.
We could.
But I don't have any off the hand. Other than the one where the guy shot at us with BB guns when we hid in the bushes. But
did he hit you?
No, but...
boy, that's a good thing.
Well, it was close, boy.
Yeah.
We could hear the branches breaking all around us. No, we were...
That was Sasquatch.
We were going to take some of his pumpkins, and he didn't really want to do that. And that was just last year.
I remember. I didn't think I'd miss, though.
You were faster than I am, and I'm a bigger target.
I didn't think I'd miss when I was shooting.
Thanks.
Anyway.
What do you want to do? You want to tell some Halloween jokes? Or do you want to... I can tell a little story about Harry Houdini, one of the greatest magicians, entertainers, actors.
And has a very strong tie with Halloween.
He does. And
one of the usually the most prominent life events occurred in Harry Houdini's life on Halloween, did it not?
Yeah, he had a life-altering experience on Halloween in 1926.
Yeah.
At the age of 52, unfortunately, he died. But he died in Detroit, Michigan. And he was entertaining.
Who doesn't?
All the great entertainers died in Detroit,
really?
At least once. No, come on now. He was entertaining at some of the theaters there. He'd done some stunts. Now, contrary to a lot of people, the myth was that he died underwater doing an escape, and the movies they made, that's how he died and stuff.
That was the myth? I've never heard that.
That was a myth. Really?
Yeah.
Watch the Harry Houdini story from about 25 years ago or whatever.
I thought he got punched.
Yeah, he did. Very good. Harry Houdini was quite the athlete. Not many people know that, but he was a high school athlete in Appleton, Wisconsin. That's where he grew up. Eric Weiss was his real name. And he was very physically fit, and he kept himself in good shape. And he, as a publicity stunt, claimed that he could take a punch to the stomach by anybody at any time, that was one of his things. He challenged people.
And he could, it turns out.
He could take a punch, but... that was when he was in his prime. At 52 years of age, I guess he was in his dressing room laying down on a couch. He had broken or sprained his ankle performing, and he was reading some papers and stuff. And I guess a college student came in, said, "I heard you could take a punch." And he goes, yeah, like that. And the guy punched him while he was laying down on the couch really hard. And this was a big brute of a football player. Bam, 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 punched him 2 or 3 times, and Houdini wasn't prepared for it, and the couch, didn't help with him resisting the punches. Anyways, it ruptured his appendix, apparently, and he died before penicillin of peritonitis a couple of days later in the hospital. He was a big proponent of spiritualism and a debunker. He's like the old-time James Randi, who is a modern-day magician that looks for frauds and spiritual healers and all those types of stuff and exposes them. And Harry Houdini did a lot of that. But he really wanted to believe in an afterlife and communicating with the dead. He had an unusual fixation with his mother that was very unusual, very close to her, and passed away, and he was never quite the same afterwards. But the point is, and what happens on Halloween every year after his death, is they have seances, and they're having one in Canada today.
How much were the tickets? I saw yours.
I don't know. I'm not going. But they're trying to communicate with Harry Houdini, and he had a secret password that he and his wife knew, that if they were able to actually communicate after death, that he would say that word and his wife would know what it was. And up until she died, and she lived quite old, and apparently never said the password. So, anyways, that's the interesting thing about Halloween and magic and death and spiritualism.
Something about Halloween.
I'm surprised you didn't have someone snoring during that.
I think it's
story.
safe to say that you're a bit of a Houdini fan.
Yeah. I am. I actually did a lot of magic when I was younger, and had a bunch of his memorabilia that I just sold here for a god-awful amount of money, which I didn't want to part with, but I can always use the money.
Yeah, the
money's nice.
That was a decent deal,
and it helped my daughter go to college. So
should we mention that it was all fake, or do you
it was all
fake?
Think
that guy's listening?
No, I don't think he's listening. He might be.
Trying to track you down.
In which case, it's all real. No, I had a lot of
1234 South Crap Street.
Yeah. What I had was actually transcripts, handwritten and mimeographed transcripts of a trial he had. Like in 1890 or so in Germany, where he was
because he was a fake magician like the rest of them.
Right, he was a fake, and he said he could escape from any handcuffs ever. So one of the chief of police in Cologne, Germany, soldered some handcuffs together and handcuffed him, and he couldn't pick the lock because it was sealed. He couldn't get out, and he knew that his reputation was at stake, so he sued the newspaper and the police chief for slander and all kinds of stuff. And it was basically a publicity stunt. But I had the transcripts from that, and it was kind of cool. But he won the case. And I had a telegram that he'd sent his brother saying, we won.
Woohoo!
And how he convinced the judge was going to rule against him because he couldn't do anything to prove that, he was the great escape artist and all that.
Yeah.
But what they did is they made a deal with the judge. The judge had a safe in his office, and he said, "Well, if you're really the world's greatest, escape artist and stuff, open my safe, And Harry's like, "Ooh, this isn't good," because usually, it's all trickery. And he says, "Okay, I'll do that, but you guys need to leave the room." And so they left the room, and he walked up to the safe, and he went, I don't know what I'm going to do here. And he turned the handle and opened it. The judge never turned the tumblers. So he actually opened the safe, and ta-da! They went, wow! A case for the plaintiff,
I have an open safe right there.
Yeah, I'm not getting in that again. Last time I was in there for 3 days, and it was not fun. So anyways, that's Harry Houdini. Anything else? We could do some jokes. I like some of these corny jokes.
I don't think anything. I think we're done. Thanks for listening.
Okay, we're all
next week.
Have a safe and happy Halloween.
Yeah, I'm going to go trick or treating.
You are. You're going to take your
as soon
daughter
as I put my
out,
my twerking teddy bear costume on.
Yeah, and she's still going to walk with you. I don't think I.
Oh no, I'm going by myself.
Of course you are.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all. I got
What
nothing. Go
is
ahead and
what is
tell
she-
your jokes.
No,
here.
no. What is she
I
going
love
as?
it.
Do you know what she's going to go as for trick or
Who? The dog?
your daughter?
Oh, yeah, a Monster High person. I'm not sure which one yet.
A monster what?
Monster High? If you were hip, you
Oh,
would know
yeah,
what
yeah,
Monster
Monster
High is.
High, yeah.
Yeah, so
Huh? You don't know which one?
I'm not sure which one yet. It was kind of a surprise, so I will see it. I know everyone else knows, but I have not seen it yet. So
Okay.
as soon as I'm done with you here,
You're going to go out.
I'll get to. And
Are you going to have time to put your twerking stuff on?
yeah, I think so.
Okay, good enough. Good enough. All right, well, I know you're curious, but why didn't the skeleton cross the road?
None of your damn business.
He didn't have the guts.
Oh boy. Okay, are we?
No, I have 652 more. Why was the skeleton scared to cross the road?
He didn't have the guts.
No, because there was a dog on the other side. You want to do one?
No, I don't. I don't have any Halloween jokes.
What was the favorite game at the ghost's birthday party? Hide and shriek. All right, that was a little funny, but seriously
No, it
now.
wasn't.
Well, no, it was funny. Seriously now, Health Chief Sebelius, I love that name, Sebelius. She apologizes for the botched website, which is contrary to last week when she said, I don't work for the little people. They can ask me to resign, but I don't work for them. And there was such an outrage with everybody saying, yeah, you kind of do work for us.
Kinda.
You know?
Yeah, not even really kinda. Nope, you do, actually.
Definitely.
You want to hear her actually apologize? I've recorded it for
I do.
posterity.
I am as frustrated and angry as anyone with the flawed launch of healthcare.gov. So let me say directly to these Americans, you deserve better. I apologize.
To you Americans. She didn't even say we Americans.
Have you seen her birth certificate?
I have not.
I haven't either.
I haven't seen
I saw
Obama's
the-
either.
I saw the short form, but
Really?
those can be forged so easily.
There's a short form?
Yeah. No, that's a good.
What an arrogant little, what you call it.
Yeah. What do
Is
you
she
call
like
it?
one of the first Obama appointees ever to apologize and take responsibility?
Yeah.
I mean, that
think
was
so.
That was, I think, yesterday that she testified on Wednesday. They were trying to crucify some of her subordinates, and she goes, no, don't blame them. I'm ultimately responsible. And then they went, isn't the president ultimately responsible? And she went, I'm not saying
I
that.
have a couple clips of that. First, where she takes responsibility.
Okay,
so
let's hear it.
Which again is rare. So listen closely.
Yeah, this is great.
The person now in charge as an integrator is QSSI, one of our...
Who was in charge as it was
the MS
being
team
built?
was in charge up to...
At that team, who is the individual?
Michelle Snyder is the...
Michelle Snyder is the one responsible for this debacle.
Well, excuse me, Congresswoman. Michelle Snyder is not responsible for the debacle. Hold me accountable for the debacle.
Okay.
I'm responsible.
Nancy got in.
She does admit that it's a debacle.
Yes.
Which is
I love
something.
that word.
She says, hold me responsible. And this is where they said, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You're responsible. You work for HHS, Health and Human Services.
And
And
ultimately...
who do you report to?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the president. Well, here it is.
So you're saying that the president is not responsible for HHS?
Sir, I didn't say that.
Okay. So the president ultimately is responsible. While I think it's great that you're a team player and you're taking responsibility, it is the president's ultimate responsibility, correct?
You clearly... whatever. Yes, he is the president. He is responsible for government programs.
Wow. Maybe she should look at an org chart. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe just an org chart.
Whatever. At this point, what difference
What
does it make?
difference does it make?
Whatever. arrogant women that Obama has in his cabinet.
Don't say that, because there's a lot of arrogant men, too, but...
I'm specifically talking about the arrogant women.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Well, we had Hillary that gets up to testify after she let 4 Americans be murdered.
Yeah.
Well, what difference does it make?
Now,
Now, Sebelius, well, don't you actually report to the president, HHS? Isn't he responsible for that?
Whatever.
Yeah, because she was instructed not to say, yes,
of course.
He is responsible. Yeah. She's like, well, whatever.
But isn't it really implied that, it's on his watch and he's the commander-in-chief and the president, that he ultimately has to bear responsibility for what his secretaries do?
Implied to who, though? Definitely not the people that vote for him.
True enough.
Because remember,
true enough,
the people that vote for him honestly believe that he had no idea any of this was happening. He's doing his best.
Which
and he just
begs the question
know.
that if he doesn't know what's going on, why doesn't he know what's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Worst president ever.
Well, while we were talking about that witch, I thought about Halloween a little bit.
Okay.
I do have one joke.
Okay.
Because I like dogs.
Yeah. I have a dog one.
Yeah. What kind of dog does Dracula have? Dracula's a vampire, in case you didn't know, Brian.
I don't know. What kind did he have?
A bloodhound.
That makes perfect sense.
All right, let's save some of your 652 for later.
All right. We going to do a song? Let's do a song.
You want to?
Sure. Are you going to intro it? Mr. Mixologist, Mr. DJ?
I have to find it.
You find it through your catalog of 8 billion songs.
How about this one called Spiders? We'll play that one. You like this one.
The Loving Dead.
That one.
Yeah, Spiders on the Wall, actually.
Special request goes out to Brian tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Going, oh what a bore. I never leave the house, don't even front door. Spiders on the wall, what is it for? Spiders on the wall, yes I need some door. I just watch the spiders on the wall. I don't care about the world at all. I might be in for quite a fool. I just watch the spiders on my wall. Big guy says that I'm to blame. Don't raise a fuss, cause it's just my game. Spiders on the wall, now I'm to blame. Spiders on the wall, it's just my claim to fame. I just watch the spiders on my wall. I don't care about the world at all. I might be in for quite a fool. I just watch the spiders on my wall. My room is safe now, keeps me safe and warm. Walls padded thick, keeps me safe from harm. Spiders on the wall, yes, it's just my charm. Spiders on the wall, keeps me safe from harm. I just watch the spiders on my wall. I don't care about the world at all. I might be in for quite a fool. I just watch the spiders on my wall. Keeps me safe and warm. Spiders on the wall, spiders on the wall. Yes, it's just my charm. Spiders on the wall, spiders on the wall. Spiders on the wall.
All right, that was Spiders by the Loving Dead. Brian's been bugging me for a year to play that song, and I've been resisting. Yeah. So there it is.
We wanted to record it on the show for all posterity and for everyone to enjoy. Whoever wrote the lyrics did a great job. Yeah. I just love the lyrics.
Yeah, I mean, after they were tweaked a bit.
They came out tweaking decent, ruined it, but most of the lyrics were excellent.
All right, well, we've had some fun with Halloween. Let's talk about some other scary things like, I don't know, Facebook and the police.
Did you hear about that? That's ridiculous.
Oh, no, I didn't hear about it. That's why I'm introing it.
Okay.
It was just a random thought I had. Why? Is there a story about it?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, okay.
Moving
on.
I'm sure Zuckerberg is doing everything he can to resist the government and all. Oh, wait a minute. No, he's turning over like a prostitute that saw $100 on Friday night in some alley in Botswana. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he has a lot at stake when it comes to taxes and things. So he
right. That's the problem when the government gets involved with private industry, is they have a lot of undue influence and they can pressure them to do things. The latest thing. Well, does he own the still? I know it's public, so he still own the majority. Or I don't know how the stock broke down and all that stuff. But I guess, according to the website privacysos.org, they said that a former prosecutor who works for Facebook security chief was scheduled to speak during a conference at a panel entitled, Helping Law Enforcement Respond to Mass Gatherings Spurred by Social Media. Now, isn't that an ominous title? We've got to quell the dissidents. We have to make them respect our authority. You cannot use social media to plan parties, events, or anything that we deem inappropriate. And Facebook will roll over and shut those pages down. Now, I don't know if it's happened yet, but I suspect it will. And if Facebook falls, all the others will. The one thing I thought about the internet when it first came out, back 1927, was that what a great device.
It's sad that Houdini was that close to seeing the internet.
Right. I know it. Well, I think he helped invent it.
Did he? But he just never got to.
He never
see its
enjoyed
launch,
the fruits of his labor.
Sad. And I didn't know Al Gore was that old either.
He's pretty old.
Because he really invented the internet.
He won a Nobel Prize. That's ridiculous. And
Houdini?
No, Al Gore.
So did Obama.
And
so, I mean, if we're going to talk about Nobel Prizes.
And a frickin' Oscar.
Come on.
But anyways,
he's a hell of an actor.
Back in 1920, he's great on Futurama. He's on there a lot, but seriously. And he was on South Park as Bear Pigman or Pigman Bear or Mayor, whatever it was.
Oh, boy.
Anyways, getting back to 1927 when the internet first started, I thought, this is great. This is a great way for the general population to instantaneously pass on information around the world about things that are happening. There'll be no more genocides. There'll be no more government overthrows. There'll be no more of this and that, because people will be able to get the truth out instantaneously, and they'll be able to use the internet to communicate with each other, to plan events, to coordinate against an oppressive government.
And they can.
And they have, and they can do that. And they do it successfully. Egypt is an example where they used it in other places. And unfortunately the government's kind of wised up and said, "Oh, we can't have that." So now they're going to control the internet like, China does and some of the other more dictatorial countries like North Korea and stuff.
But it's for your safety.
Yeah, I think,
also think of the children.
I think it's crap.
And also, if we could save just one life.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it if we can save just one child.
Yeah.
One child. Got a tear in my eyes. One child. That's scary, I think, Nate. I don't know about you, but I think that's awfully frightening when the government comes in and says, we want you to help us because if, we plan a lot of our gun rallies and stuff using Facebook and all that stuff. Now, local police department can call Facebook up and say, "Hey, I have a group that's going to be planning this pro-gun rally, at our city hall, and we think that's illegal," and Facebook pulls it off and bans people and shuts it down. That's scary.
Well, and there's already sort of a history of Facebook.
Well, they're bad anyways.
Banning a lot of conservative groups and things that they think are hate speech, and recently I've seen them going the other way, and banning some of the liberal atheist stuff too. And I think the reason that's coming up,
there are conservative atheists.
I think the reason that's coming up is that the way Facebook claims they respond to things is if it's reported as spam or
they look into it.
If it violates their terms of services or whatever, they look into it. Otherwise, I think they don't read every single message necessarily.
They rely on complainers and bitchers.
Yeah, exactly. So but in this case, the complainer will be the government.
This is the government now.
Yeah.
This is frightening.
Yeah, and
so First Amendment issues would come into play here. I mean, even though Facebook is private, they can do whatever they want as a private entity. But it's the undue influence that the government.
That's the other
put
thing
in.
that I would like to point out real quick, since we're on the,
Go ahead.
on the subject,
Go ahead. I know where you're
especially to these liberal atheists that I saw.
Yeah, not all atheists are liberal.
The Facebook censoring your information is not unconstitutional.
Right, I
So if
hear
you're
that.
going to make those claims, maybe do some research, maybe get a little bit of an education and realize that Facebook
I know
does
what they
not
can
have
do.
to necessarily operate in line with the Constitution.
Those-
the Constitution is in place to limit government power, not private entities.
And if these people listen to the Nathan Nephew Show, they would know that because the Nathan Nephew Show goes over the Constitution in all of the articles.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
You want to learn about the Constitution? Check out his shows. He's going 1 through 652, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to stop at 549, but
That's a lot of articles.
I guess. Oh boy. All right. So yeah, no. The danger, or the problem here. One, you have the government trying to get involved in the operations of a private business, which they do every day. The other side of the coin is we're seeing private businesses cave to government more and more. Or at least it's at least with social media we're hearing about it more and more.
They fear, they can shut them down.
Taxes, regulations,
Right.
everything else. I mean,
Right. We're going to start looking into your tax returns, Mr. Owner.
yeah, that's exactly right. On that note, let's take a quick break. We will be back. Facebook.com/@odds-show.
We'll see you in a bit.
The voice of American conservatism. WRS Digital, Red State Talk Radio.
My Parents Open Carry, a pro-gun kids book from White Feather Press. 13-year-old Brenna and her parents spend their day in typical fashion. But what's not so typical is that Brenna's parents lawfully open carry handguns for self-defense. And the Strongs join a growing number of families who are standing up for their Second Amendment right and bringing gun ownership out of the closet. Order your copy of this unique kids book at myparentsopencarry.com.
Fact. U.S. credit card debt is 8 times larger than it was 30 years ago. No wonder you and I are feeling the credit card crunch. You're not alone. Increasing prices and the costs of credit are stretching budgets and preventing people just like us from getting ahead or just catching up with our debts. At American Financial Debt Relief, we can help. We have tested ways to help you get out of debt. Find out how now. The call is free to learn more. If you qualify, we can reduce your interest, show you how to stop your debt from getting larger, and help you get out of debt faster than you can by making minimum payments. So if you're falling behind on your credit cards or medical bills, give us a call right now, where a free 5-minute call can change your life.
800-978-4815. 800-978-4815. Reduce your credit card debt. Call now. 800-978-4815. 800-978-4815.
And welcome back, everyone, to our Halloween show. You're listening to At Odds with Scary Nate and Boolicious Brian.
How was that?
I'll cut that.
Pretty bad.
Later. For those of you that don't listen live.
We're back. Oh, I know.
AdOddsShow.com.
We got to do some.
I did it.
We got to do some more
Halloween jokes. I'm sorry, everybody.
Why wasn't there any food left after the Monster Mash? Because everybody was a goblin. What is a skeleton's favorite instrument?
It's got to be the trombone. Yeah, that one's easy. Okay, all right. I'll give you one more.
Why didn't Dracula have any friends? Just like Nate. He was a pain in the neck.
All right.
All right. Well, if you've got any jokes better, Nate, you go ahead and say them. So
why?
A vampire, a mummy, and a goblin walk into a bar, and they order a drink. And the vampire orders a Bloody Mary. The mummy orders a
what?
Damn.
Yeah.
And the goblin orders a Tom Collins. Okay. The jokes are hard.
I have a bar joke.
Okay, go ahead.
Why did the ghosts go into the bar?
I don't know.
For the booze.
Oh, of course, for the booze. Oh, and mine are bad? Oh.
Why did the ghost go into the strip club?
I don't know.
Oh.
Because you like to see naked women, I'm assuming? I don't know. Or naked men, depending on the proclivities of that particular ghost.
So you want to talk about, I don't know, guns or the police? You like to talk about the police?
Well, let's go
Once
with...
again, we were in charge of much of the prep here. So
I know.
That's why we have a long list of great Halloween jokes.
Go ahead. What are you saying?
I'm saying that I'm more than happy with the work you've done on the show thus far.
I think California Court of Appeals says the Second Amendment doesn't apply to AK platform rifles.
Oh, we're skipping way down there.
No, we'll come back up. We're winging it.
Just go.
We're going to play some music and do all kinds of stuff. California, I hate California. California's 4th District Division
anyway.
Court of Appeals held that the Second Amendment does not apply to semi-automatic firearms. We construe Heller as standing for the proposition that the right secured by the Second Amendment is not a right to keep and carry any weapon whatsoever in any manner whatsoever and for whatever purpose, but is instead the right to possess and carry weapons typically possessed by law-abiding citizens for lawful purposes such as hunting and self-defense. Oh my God. They also said they agree with the Miller case, which was the sawed-off shotgun, but they got the Miller case completely wrong because the Miller case was about the argument was that a sawed-off shotgun was not a typical military rifle, and so it was not something that the militia would carry, and so the Second Amendment didn't apply to sawed-off shotguns, even though during World War II they used sawed-off shotguns, or World War I, all the time for clearing trenches and close combat.
Mm-hmm.
And the argument, I mean, Miller said, they can restrict certain firearms based on that. But if they actually looked at the base, saying it wasn't typical of military, are you telling me that an AK or an AR-15 is not a military-style type rifle?
No.
I mean, all you have to do is look all over, anywhere in the world and get a bazillion examples of that used for the military, including the United States. And lots of people hunt with an AR-15 and an AK-47.
Nobody has ever hunted.
I've hunted deer with them.
Nobody has ever hunted with an AR-15. That's assault weapon.
That's
ever. It's impossible to hunt with them, and they're so hard to aim
false.
and shoot.
That's false.
They're hard to use, especially for women.
They're ideal for women. They don't have a lot of kick. They're very accurate.
A shotgun is a much better choice for a woman.
Like the one used at the Navy Yard shooting.
No, that was an assault weapon.
Oh, that was an assault shotgun.
You're getting it wrong.
They screwed up on this, and hopefully it will be taken up higher because that sets some bad precedent.
And hopefully some of the judges will be thrown out of judgeship.
Ooh.
Good luck.
They're Colorado. They're trying to recall another senator, Eva Hudak. Hudak. God, is she a piece of work? You should listen to some of her speeches and YouTube stuff. I mean, I listened to one where a college student had been raped on campus, and it was about a bill to abolish students being allowed to carry guns on campus, which they now can do in Colorado. Probably saved, hundreds of potential rapes. This Hudak says, "Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm looking at the statistics here from the Brady campaign, which has reliable.
where else would you look?
And the statistics are just against you, my dear. I'm sorry that you were brutally raped, but according to these statistics from this anti-gun group, who always has factual data that has been shown to have
has been proven wrong."
82% of all women that have been raped that had a gun, the gun's been used against them.
Really?
82%.
Now,
that's fine. I still gives me a chance, but
no,
it's bullshit.
Look,
I mean, it's just not a real
statistic. So 82% of women that were raped and had a gun had the gun used against them.
That's
What's
what
the
she's
percentage
claiming.
of women where there was an attempted rape that had a gun that weren't raped at all? It's like the mass shooting argument.
We don't. Yeah.
How many mass shootings were ended by
somebody with a gun?
Someone with a gun. Well,
a good person.
How
with a
many
gun.
were prevented from even starting?
Right.
It's the same thing. Yeah, she had a gun and wasn't raped, so that's
they don't get
better than stopping a rape in progress.
She really needs to be recalled. That's it. Hey, Interpol Secretary General Robert Nobel says the U.S. and the rest of the diplomatic world may need to consider arming citizens as a way to deter mass shootings and terror attacks.
Yes, this is this weird idea where if citizens are armed and have the ability to protect themselves and their country, that
might be good.
People might think twice, or at least the citizens would have the ability to thwart a terrorist attack.
Right.
Should it happen, and not have to wait for police and wait for the plane to land so we can check it out.
And that was in relation to the mall shooting. Where was that, in Kenya? I think it was in Kenya.
There was one. They took over the mall in Kenya.
And all the police stayed outside for, hours while they were, deciding what to do while the people inside were killing people at random.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great. Even the Interpol secretary says, arm people. Societies have to think about how they're going to handle the problem. One is to say we want an armed citizenry. You can see the reason for that, he's quoted as saying. Good Lord, what a brilliant idea. No one's ever said that before. No one in the whole history of all humanity has ever said, let's have the citizens be armed because that might deter crime and give them a fighting chance, because the police can't be everywhere.
Yes, it might
once.
deter crime.
And the U.S. Supreme Court has said that the police have no obligation to protect anyone.
Yeah, and that was the point I was going to make, is this is becoming news like it's some new brilliant idea. It's not. And in fact, it's sort of, this country was founded with armed citizens, and there weren't, there weren't airplanes flying into buildings.
Well, not in 1776. 1780 there were a few, but I don't know about that. So yeah, I mean, come on, I've said before, and millions of people have said, gun-free zones are killing zones. You got to have the people armed to protect themselves. It's not it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
It really is.
What key opens a haunted house?
Oh, jeez, are you serious?
A spooky. Okay. What does a ghost call his mom and dad? His transparents. I love that one. That's a funny one.
Wow.
That is so funny. I like this one. What do you call a dead person in the closet? The 1966 hide-and-go-seek champion. That's it. Got a lot of Nate. That's funny.
That's horrible.
His teddy was even wiggling a little bit there.
Was twerking. Stop it.
Do zombies eat popcorn with their fingers?
No.
No, they eat their fingers separately. I love it. All right, let's go on. What do you got?
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back.
He's going to beat me. He's going to beat me during the break like he always does.
We'll be right back.
Help!
Red State Talk Radio.
The idea of government taking over healthcare is enough to make you sick.
The conservative voice.
I will never forget the day my son Jeremy told me he hated me and slammed the door in my face. I'm behavioral therapist Janet Lehman. Behavior problems can turn the child you love and your life into a nightmare. That's why my husband James and I created the Total Transformation, the step-by-step program that shows you how to fix the worst behavior problems and get your child to respect and listen to you again. No matter what the behavior, defiance, backtalk, angry outbursts, disrespect, we can help you stop it. Now you can get the Total Transformation for free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. You can keep it forever for free.
Limited number of free programs available. Call now. 1-800-257-2873. 1-800-257-2873. 1-800-257-2873. That's 1-800-257-2873.
When it comes to TV, if you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Switch to Dish for the best value in entertainment. Not only will you find the same channels you know and love for less, Dish sweetens the deal with free HD for life and premium movie channels free for 3 months, including Blockbuster at home. You can also save a bundle when you combine DishNet high-speed internet with your TV service. Why would you ever pay more for TV? Switch to Dish and see what real value is. Free HD for life, premium channels free for 3 months, scores of movies with Blockbuster at home, premium savings when you bundle DishNet high-speed internet service. Limited time offer, 24-month agreement with credit qualification required. Cancellation fee, auto pay, and paperless billing and other restrictions apply. Call for details.
Call Dish Satellite, your Dish authorized retailer now. 800-507-9468. 800-507-9468. 800-507-9468. That's 800-507-9468.
Red State Talk Radio.
Why spend more than you have to on your life insurance? Did you know that term life insurance rates have fallen over 60% in the last 15 years? At the Life Insurance Quote Line, we monitor the rates, features, and financial strength of hundreds of life insurance products. For example, a healthy 40-year-old can protect his family with $500,000 of 10-year level term for less than $20 a month. Rates for women are even lower. And don't forget to ask us about the new term life policies that guarantee your money back even if you don't die. Since 1986, we've helped tens of thousands of people just like you save a fortune on their life insurance. Why not find out how much you can save? Write down this number and call today for your free quote. 1 5-minute call is all it takes. Call 800-610-3497. 800-610-3497. That's 800-610-3497. Rates, policy forms, and availability vary by state.
And we're back.
Now, I was listening to Judge Jeanine. Is that right?
Jeanine?
Judge Jeanine. Jeanine.
Go ahead.
And she had some great stuff. She had an opening line, an opening dialogue for her show earlier this week. And she talked about liar, liar, pants on fire, Obama. And she had this to say about some of the things that have gone on in the past few years. Nate, you had it?
Your administration lied saying the website was ready to go live. But that's nothing new. In over his head holder lied to Congress and the American people about Fast and Furious. Cinema expert Susan Rice lied about Benghazi in that video. And Clueless Clapper lied when he said the NSA doesn't spy on us. And those IRS bozos lied about targeting your political enemies. And Simple Sebelius lied when she said, shut down or no shutdown, we are ready to go. Are they liars or just incompetent? And either way, why didn't you do anything? What's that? You didn't know? Mr. President, you're a leader. When your staff lies to Congress or the American people, you need to step in and make it right. But what's that? You'll still hold everyone accountable? But when it comes to accountability, you talk a big game.
It's true.
It is.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
I like Simple Sebelius. I think that
it's a sibling S's. It's a Simple Sebelius' sibling S's.
It's the best nickname I've heard today.
We do have some clips from Benghazi when that first came out from October 2012. I think our fearless leader had this to say.
There may be a situation here in which a serious mistake was made. If that's the case, then we'll find out and we'll hold somebody accountable.
Except that, sweep it under the rug.
He said if they find out what the mistake was, then they'll hold somebody accountable. And maybe that's true, but when you don't actually search for
the mistake,
then you never find it, and you never have to hold anybody accountable.
Nate, what difference does it make?
At this point, what difference does it make?
That's
Whatever.
That's coming back to bite him in the ass.
Whatever.
Now, remember, they were trying to squash a bunch of the surviving witnesses there, saying they can't testify, they can't talk, they can't do anything. Now, these are citizens. Regardless if they're in the military or not, they have the right to come out and uphold their oath that all of these soldiers and military people took to protect the Constitution from enemies, both domestic and private. Now, the domestic enemies might be, citizens that revolt, but not necessarily. The domestic enemies could actually be Congress, the president, the Supreme Court, whoever. They're all domestic people that the military needs to protect the civilians and the citizens from. So hopefully they'll be able to testify.
I've seen Congress, and I'm not sure that they all are domesticated. Or is that something different?
I think that's something different.
Oh, I was thinking like cows and
I know what
dogs.
you were.
Witches.
Yeah, I know. Animals. I get it. I get it.
Okay. Just wanted to be clear.
Some cows might be a little smarter. Now, Nancy again. Dang it. How'd she get in here again? We also have some of his crap that he said about Fast and Furious.
Yes, we do. Somewhere here. Hold on.
Our producer, come on. Bill, come on, Bill.
It is Bill, too. That's funny.
And we'll hold somebody accountable.
All right. Here we go. Found it.
All right.
When it comes to this issue, when I say that we are going to find out exactly what happened, everybody will be held accountable.
Really?
Yeah.
That got swept under the rug, too, but that's coming back to bite him as well. Because now, actually, some of the Lame Street media and CNN and some of the Washington Post, some of these media companies that are in bed with Obama are coming out and saying, maybe there's something to this. Finally, that was from March of 2011, I think he said that.
Yeah, you know why the media is seemingly starting to turn on him, and there's two explanations, and the most likely one is that it's a cycle, because this is there's a history of the media loving Obama and then for a short time acting like they're going to actually report on him, just so they kind of get, because their audience,
they want to keep their audience
go way down, and they say,
they want some respectability and stuff.
The other thing is these liberals are seeing their health care costs skyrocket, seeing that they're not keeping their plan and their doctor, and we'll get to that in a bit.
That's not true. You can keep your health care insurance.
Well, like I said,
your rates will not go up.
We'll see that in a minute, but
your rates could actually go down with government health care.
First, I want to hear how he planned to hold people accountable for another scandal that happened in the Obama administration.
I think this is 513.
That's about when it happened.
Yep.
With respect to the IRS, I spoke to this yesterday. My main concern is fixing a problem.
Yeah, he's going to fix the problem.
And he did, right? Or are there still Tea Party groups that haven't gotten their tax-exempt status response?
Well, he just ordered 2,000 AR-15 rifles for the IRS, and he also was training them on how to enforce the people in the Obamacare if they don't pay.
That is actually a brilliant point. What problem is he looking to solve?
Ooh,
I guess we need to ask that question.
Yeah,
he might not have been lying in this clip.
No, I don't think he lies at all.
I am looking.
It's all semantics.
My number one priority is to solve a problem. So what I'm going to do, arm the IRS and continue to have them target the Tea Party.
I was listening to the BBC yesterday, and they said something about
real news from the BBC.
Obama seems to be upset about how the website is not working very well. Absolutely, probably a true statement, right? But is it really news, or is it really look at the situation and how it is? Yeah, I'm sure he's upset because it makes him look bad. Brilliant reporting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Judge, I don't know, Jeanine.
Just stop trying to say her name.
It's spelled funny. I don't know why people do that. The good judge,
and you should never.
She's really hot.
No, everybody, listen.
What?
You should never expect radio hosts, especially these two,
to
do any research on how to pronounce somebody's name
one
that they
bit of
plan
research.
to talk about.
No,
because it will not happen.
It starts with a J, and she's Judge something.
Judge J.
Judge J.
Judge J.
She's talked about the 6 weeks they're going to extend signing up for Obamacare before the IRS comes in and shoots you.
Before the individual mandate thing happens.
Yeah, we'll see what she says. But before they come in and shoot you with those AR-15s, she has this to say.
And how did you come up with 6 more weeks? Did you pull the number out of a hat? Or did you consult this guy?
I don't think it was a hat.
Once a year, the eyes of the nation turn to this tiny hamlet in western Pennsylvania.
Bill Murray and Groundhog
Day.
Day.
The master, Punxsutawney Phil, the world's most famous weatherman, the groundhog. I definitely see a shadow.
Ooh.
6 more weeks of winter.
Oh, man.
6 more weeks. Maybe that's where they came up with it.
It probably is.
Yeah.
You were saying, because she said, did you pull it out of a hat? You were thinking it
somewhere
probably
else.
wasn't a hat.
No, it was somewhere else.
They would have to. It's up there past their head, though. So
no,
they'd have to pull
I was
that
thinking
out
below
first.
below their waist. That's where they pulled it out of. That's what I'm thinking.
Yep. So it's up there past their head. They would have to pull their head out first,
and then get the 6 weeks.
Get the 6 weeks.
Yeah. Now, Obama promised in 2009 that you will be able to keep your health care. What did he say?
First of all, if you've got health insurance, you like your doctor, you like your plan, you can keep your doctor, you can keep your plan. Nobody is talking about taking that away from you.
And that's been proven correct, right?
No, I don't
I mean,
think
there
so.
haven't been doctors that have been opting out of Obamacare. That hasn't happened. There haven't been health insurance companies that have either increased premiums because they need to or dropped plans that they couldn't afford to keep anymore, so people have to change.
The number I keep hearing is 17
company.
million people have received the letter saying your health care has been canceled.
Way more than have actually signed up on the
And that-
Obamacare exchange.
Not only have you lost the health care that you previously had, you have to sign up for this, and your premiums will go up anywhere from 20 to 50%.
Yeah.
Sometimes higher.
And that's a national average. I mean,
right. It varies from state to state and individual to individual. But the point is, he lied. Because there's evidence coming out now, and some of the media is reporting on this, that he knew that that was false. That they were actually going to lose some health care and that premium costs were going to go up.
10 people in the White House knew that you wouldn't be able to keep your doctor and your health plan. 2010. It's been 3 years that they've been lying about this. Right. Now, from day one, there were certain people, like me, that said, this doesn't sound like it's going to work out too well. The government in charge of health insurance, probably you won't be able to get the plans you want.
I don't think it was just you.
I didn't say it was just me.
Yeah, but you did say that. All right, what about the website? I mean, that was a cluster.
It's working pretty well.
No, even this Monday it crashed again.
Let me see if I can get to it right now.
Okay.
Healthcare.
No.
It's in my recent history, actually.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it now.
I did it. Ooh, apply online.
And what does it say?
4 ways to get it. I can call.
Thank you. Come again.
Do you remember
Try again.
The girl that used to be on here? She's not there anymore.
Yeah, she got.
Now there's 4 ways: apply by phone.
She got
apply
replaced.
online, find help applying, and apply by paper.
Even
So you can apply by paper.
Even by paper? Can I do it on papyrus and send it down the Nile on a basket? Maybe it'll get there. Even Judge Jay's mom could do a better job. Do you have that?
Now, setting up a website isn't exactly rocket science. Even my mom could buy a web address for $10 and have it up and running in an hour. No disrespect, Mom. But, Mr. President, if you can get our phone records, listen to our conversations, get our passwords, read our emails, see our pictures, track our social media, and do the same to friendly world leaders who you're managing to infuriate all over the world and turn into enemies, why can't you get a website to work for your signature legislation?
It's a good question.
It is. Now, her first point about her mom getting a domain is a little more to, admittedly, there's a little more to the theory behind healthcare.gov than getting a website and just throwing a page up, which anybody really can do.
Okay.
But when you start talking about the data center they have in Utah and all these smart people, the Edward Snowdens that work for them, and listening to phone calls, email addresses, and things like that,
then
yeah, for sure.
The good judge's mother spent $10. The federal government spent billions?
Yep. No, Sebelius, it's just, there was this really funny thing when she was testifying yesterday, was it, I think?
Yeah.
She says,
early in the week.
well, I wouldn't say that the website's ever crashed. It's just been unavailable. Which, admittedly,
words mean things.
There's a difference. She didn't know the
involved.
difference before she was prepped to go testify, I'm
Yeah.
sure. But come on, really. By the way, I did find out that since the healthcare.gov website is not functioning for me, I can head over to the Lansing Area AIDS Network to get help applying. So I'll be back 15, 20 minutes tops. I think I should be able to apply and
I didn't know you had
get
AIDS.
healthcare. I don't. I can get Obamacare.
Oh, okay.
Through there
because you have a pre-existing.
Well, that's where they're sending me.
And
that's the local help center for me.
Okay.
So,
well, what did Obama say about the website?
He said they're not going to fix it, and he's glad it's broken.
We've had some of the best IT talent in the entire country join the team, and we're well into a tech surge to fix the problem. And we are confident that we will get all the problems fixed.
Tech surge? What is that, first of all? And
why didn't he have the best already?
Because what you do is you hire the people who your wife went to school with some executives.
Nepotism.
Companies that have been fired.
You rub my back,
for
I'll rub your back.
Failing to perform their duties in other countries. We hire them here because they're friends.
Well, especially a nice country like Canada.
Canada is a nice country. I enjoy Canada quite a bit. I think we're almost out of time here.
Well, can I do one last Halloween joke?
You can, one more.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, this applies to me. What do you call a fat jack-o'-lantern?
I don't know.
A plumpkin.
Oh boy, that's horrible.
Are we going to end with that?
We are. All right. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Blah, blah.
Yeah, we had a couple extra seconds to fill there, but see you next week.
Bye-bye.